Hello, this is NBTV, and I'm joined once again by Steve Fair, the managing partner of Sponge New Business. Steve, I wanted to hear your thoughts on how agencies are eliminated from a decision maker's long list.
It's an interesting question because quite often we don't know their thought process. But by studying the data we've got from 17 years of doing this, there are some patterns we've seen, and it's often quite arbitrary. When we train new people here, we use an interesting little analogy talking about music festivals when you have a choice of 20 different food stalls. And a decision maker looking at agencies has a similar kind of level of choice. There are hundreds of agencies out there that could service their needs. And when you're at that festival, you don't look at every single food truck and go up to it and read the menu and the pricing and their health and safety certificates. You make an arbitrary decision based on what you don't really want. I don't want a hot dog, I don't want a burger, and I don't want that halloumi wrap. You exclude people that may well be producing amazing foods, and the same goes with agencies. So it's really important not to give a decision maker too many reasons to object to what you do. And the way you do that is by focusing on what they actually want. And so in the case of the food truck, it could be about fast food, it could be about price, it could be about flavour, but you're going to have to pick a horse and back it. And the same goes in agency land.
And what's the best way of explaining how that would translate to what an agency would do? I mean, it's great advice, obviously, for falafel stands, but how does an agency listening to this go, okay, that's a good point, I like that metaphor. What is the action that they can take to make that impact themselves?
Whenever you're approaching a prospect, you have to create two personas, your persona, and you have to make some educated guesses about the persona of your prospect. And when you do that, you can get to that answer. And so you might look at the different services that you offer and how that's likely to pertain to the prospect's company based on their sector or size or their competition. And similarly, you'll look at that person and look at the kind of size of workforce they've got, whether they're likely to have in-house capabilities, scan the news, check whether they've used agencies before, look at the kind of activity they've conducted and the kind of results it's likely to need to cause, and then put your message together based on that. If it's going to be about sales growth, that's what you need to sell them, not a set of processes.
Smart. And finally, flatbreads or tacos?
Flatbreads every day of the week. Soaks up the juice, much better.
Correct. Thank you very much, Steve. And thank you for watching NBTV.